Apollo, calm down. It is not that bad, brother. Freaking humidity. What? 36 seconds? Ain't nobody in here yet? Oh, there's Farmer Meemaw. Farmer Meemaw, Farmer Meemaw, Farmer Meemaw. Good morning, Farmer Meemaw. Anita. Here comes everybody. That's the one problem with a beard. When you get out there and you get to sweating and you come in for a break and then it's like all the water comes out. It's like your comb becomes like a squeegee. So yeah, we're gonna try to do this daily. This is about the time that we stop for breakfast, and so I figured while the kids are eating their breakfast, I could jump on here and tell you guys what we got going on today. Wait, let me get coffee. D, I'm past coffee this morning. I'm already on tea. Sorry. But I already had like my 2 cups of coffee out there, and it is so stinking humid here today. It's not even funny. And oh, I got some stuff on my shirt. And so this will probably be my one and only thing of tea today, and the rest of the time I'm probably gonna be slamming water. It's that bad. What's up, Lone Star? How's it going? And so crazy. So the kids are in there having breakfast, and I think they're having some toast or something. I don't know. I'm not a big breakfast person. You know, I should be, because it's supposed to kick off your metabolism and get everything going and all that, but I just never was into breakfast, you know? And I don't know why, because when I was a kid, boy, Saturday morning I used to get that big old honking bowl of Sugar Pops or Sugar Snaps or Golden Grams and sit down and watch my morning cartoons like it was nobody's business. With my big old Tupperware, that big yellow Tupperware bowl that your mom used to get at the Tupperware parties. You know, that when she was making popcorn, she always used to get it too close to the stove so it would get that teardrop milk burnt part on it. You know what I'm talking about? So, all right, Lone Star's got a 3-day weekend. All right, you should be able to get a lot done in your garden, brother. Amber Rivers says, it's me again, Margaret. Dee said she's already scratched her soil in the garden this morning. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good, morning Michelle, that God gave us the ability to be able to get out there, scratch in the ground, put seeds in the ground, put plants in the ground, and watch it turn into food. Food. Now see, that does sound good, Lone Star, but I guess my mind gets going of the list of stuff that I'm really trying to get done for the day, and I'm like, I ain't got time to eat. Jason, if you're not hungry, don't eat. It's not true that you need 3 squares a day. That's good, Meemaw, because most of my plates are round, so I don't really ever eat a square meal because it's on a round plate. And so Sandy's Travel and Gardening Adventures. Good morning. Nice to have you along this morning. You got to scratch that soil every day. Amen, D. You got to be out there. And you never know what you're going to find when you're out there scratching. I mean, look what Carol found yesterday. Volunteer peanut plants. Peanuts that got my wife in her temper tantrum when she snatched up the peanuts too early last year. Boop. she threw it all down, and next thing you know, now we got peanuts coming up this year, which is great because I really didn't want to have to buy peanut seeds again this year. So now that she's finding these, this is awesome. So we're going to nurse them up to a good solid health, and then I'm going to transplant them back into a different peanut patch, and then I'm going to put electric fence around it, and then just not tell Robin the fence is hot. So then that way she'll stay out of there until it's time to harvest the peanuts for real. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Minute Man? We're going to the local U-Pick and getting strawberries today. That sounds like fun. I'm making an egg biscuit and freezer waffles for my husband since he doesn't have time in the morning. Now see, that's waffles. I like waffles. I can eat waffles any time of the day. I'm a waffle fool. I'm looking for, and if any of you guys, any of you ladies that go out to yard sales or flea markets and stuff, and if you guys can find the old cast iron waffle thing where it spins, where you can spin it to cook it on both sides, and it has like a little dish on it, and you pick it up and spin it, put it back down. Grab it for me, and I will gladly pay you and shipping. Running Bear Ranch, good morning from Northern California. On the way to the ranch this afternoon. Can't wait to see my garden. Awesome, Running Bear. Can you grow peanuts in Utah? I'd have to look, Michelle. I'd have to look up what the zone you're in Utah, and then make a better judgment from there. I don't think your growing season's long enough for peanuts. Amber Rivers, I'm going to have a barbecue chicken for breakfast. Ooh. Now that sounds good too. Texas Shave. What's up, Simply Seven? That must be Nicole. Nicole, how you feeling this morning, darling? I wear aprons. You have 4 of those waffle irons, Graybeards? Oh, jealous. This is me. This is my jealous face right here. Watch. I'm going to show you. It's my jealous face. Zone 6. Yeah, I don't think you have a long enough growing season, Michelle. But hey, I'm open to barter. A Texas shaped waffle iron. You know how cool that would be? I've been trying because me and LaDessa usually get up and we make breakfast every Sunday morning together. That's just me and LaDessa. That's just our time. Except for this last Sunday, Carol Ann got a little, how do you say it, pulling on Mommy's heartstrings. And so Mommy and Carol cooked breakfast. But you know what I want to do? I've been seeing on the internet when they make those pancakes and they put them in the, like the mayonnaise. Apollo, please do not bite the... Boy, don't bite the refrigerator, fool. Don't look at me like that either. Come here. Come here. Stop chewing on the refrigerator. But you know how they put the pancake mix in like the mustard and ketchup and the mayonnaise squeeze bottle things, and they draw these designs. They draw different. They draw like zombies and people from The Walking Dead and Mickey and Minnie and all that. We're trying to figure out how they really do that so that way me and LaDessa can do it, and because I think that would just be just stupid cool to be able to draw a John Deere tractor for her. Of course, now I'm not very artistic, so it would probably look like a John Deere tractor that just got ran over by an 18-wheeler, but we would do our best. That works if you can get the bottle very clean. Well, I was just going to use a brand new bottle. Apollo needs a cow leg. No, he's pouting. And he um when he gets pouty like this is what he does. And he's pouting because I was out there trying to cut down some grass, and I fussed at him because he kept trying to chew on the lawnmower as I was going. So he's pouty right now because I had to scold him. I will to the wife later and see if she's willing to get rid of one. Oh, that would be so cool, Graybeards. That would be so cool. Just let me know what you want for it. I make stick figures cry and run away. Now see, that's funny. No, I reuse. I'm kind of missing that. Oh well. But, well, let me tell you what. Look, I've just been babbling for 11 minutes, trying to wait for the 5-minute mark. So let me tell you what we got going on today. Well, we are getting ready for our bees. That's right. Oh, the bees. No, Barefoot Ralph, we have not named the bull yet. That's going to be coming out in a vlog Saturday morning for the next step in the contest. We've given everybody ample enough time to put in their suggestions, their entries, and then Robin and I are going to go through them, and we're going to pick the top 10 that we like, and then let you guys vote on those. But tomorrow morning, Robin and I are leaving bright and early to go get our bees. We can pick up the bees between 10 and 12 at the place that we're getting our bees from. And it's about an hour and a half drive for us. So I'm concerned about the drive back with the bees because of the temperature. We're starting to get, we had those go through storms, and it's very humid here today, and I'm a little worried about maybe some hardcore thunderstorms this weekend. But I'm worried about the trip home because the bees get too hot. We could lose them. So we're picking up 3 nukes of bees and bringing them home. So we are getting our apiary area ready. This morning we've cut the grass down real low around that area. We are putting them up on cinder blocks, and then making basically like a bench out of 2x6s and placing the landing board and then the bottom board, and then we're just going to go 1 deep for us to put them in. And then when we get them home, we have to and here we go. We've been having trouble with the internet all morning, guys. I don't know if they're working on lines or stuff, but it seems like I've been having issues with the internet all morning long. So let me see. Okay, and other people saying they're good to go. Alright, so when we get them home, we got to hit them with a syrup solution 30 minutes before we put them in there. So then we'll put them in there. I'll basically close them in that hive and get them to start building in that hive. And then we'll give them, I think you give them a week closed in, and we'll put a top feeder on them, and feed them from the top so that way they can build all their foundation. And then when about a week or two has passed, I will do an inspection, and they should have the first couple ones in the center pretty much built on, and then I'll pick them up and I'll move them to the outermost places and slide everything in. And that's how you get them to fill that whole bottom hive, all the frames, right off the bat. And then after a couple of weeks of doing that, then I will add another deep super. I like to run my beehives with 2 deeps. And then once they've got that all filled up, then they can move up to that top. And then we do the same thing with the top. And then if they get that all filled up and I still have time left in the year, I may put a honey super on them this year and try to get a little bit of honey. But I'm not looking to rob this year. And then we will hardcore keep feeding them throughout the winter and everything to keep them good and going. And then next year, this time next year, we'll be putting honey supers on top. We'll probably put a queen excluder on there to make sure no larva or anything gets in there. And then what we'll do is we do what we call flipping the supers. The top super that we put on this year, you bring to the bottom and then put the old bottom on that, because bees always build up. So once they start moving up into the upper super to build and stuff, that's where the queen and everybody will move, and she'll start to lay up there. And then they start leaving, pulling everything from that bottom super to the top. That's where they'll keep their honey and everything stored that they need to eat, blah, blah, blah. And then you keep switching it, so then that way they have frames to keep moving. And they'll reuse the cells over. They'll clean them out. That's what they have housekeeping bees for. And they'll clean them out, boom, boom, boom. And then they'll build and store most of their honey in the top one. So when you take the bottom one and move it to the top, that bottom one goes from being where they put a lot of their pollen, their brood and everything, to where they start storing their honey. And they'll also put brood and stuff mixed in with those. But that's where she'll start laying a lot of her stuff. Okay? So everybody's kind of living down in the bottom, and they're building, and she's laying up in the top. And then any excess honey they have, when you slap the honey super on there, that's when they start building that, putting it up there. Question about bees. This may sound stupid. Can you keep honeybees in a large greenhouse to where they produce year-round, or do they need a hibernation period? Well, Lone Star, they never really stop producing. The queen in there is constantly laying eggs, because the honeybee lifespan is only about 2 to 3 weeks long. So they constantly have to be doing something. That's why you never ever rob a honeybee hive completely out of honey. You always make sure you leave a decent amount of honey in there. That's why the honey supers are there. And you don't ever rob from your deeps. And because they'll store honey in those deeps also, but that's for them. That's for them to overwinter with. And they'll go in there and they'll eat there and come back and have their energy and be able to feed all of the brood and blah, blah, blah. Now, to be able to store them in a greenhouse over winter, so that way they'll be able to produce honey all year long, you would have to be able to produce a large amount of flowers, stuff that produces nectar and pollen, all year round. Bees don't really quote-unquote hibernate, but they probably do need a little bit of a rest period. I've never heard of it happening, but I don't see why it couldn't work. You would definitely have to stay on top. And I'll tell you one of the bad things that would happen though. You would probably change a little bit of the biology of that bee. And if you ever had a situation where the stuff in your greenhouse didn't produce the flowers for them to go out and forage, it could cost you that hive. And it would have to be a huge, huge greenhouse. So, okay, somebody asked a question. Jason, how can you tell between the food and the new bees in the cones? Are you talking about? Are you asking me how can I tell if there's the difference between the brood and the honey? Is that what you're asking? If that's what you're asking, most of the honey, when you go to rob it, it's going to be capped. If it's a brood, should be able to see a little white worm in there. It's very, believe it or not, it's not that difficult. It's very easy. Okay, so Graybeard's answered that question for you guys there. And he said that the bee company he used to work for during the winter would send their hives to California so they could produce all year long. So that answers that. So yeah, you probably could do it in a large greenhouse, but you would definitely have to make sure that whatever you have in that greenhouse is more than enough for them to forage on. Because if it becomes, the food source becomes too limited, they may try and swarm on you. So, Teresa, Dean, did that answer your question about the difference between the quote unquote the food and the baby bees, the larva? Cockeyed's in the house. Cockeye, we need to do another meet up at Steak and Shake. I miss you guys. I haven't seen you guys in a while. So, but yet, I absolutely love bees. I'm fascinated by bees. I always tell folks, you don't believe in God, pop the top of a beehive. Because it's very funny how in a roundabout sort of way, bees are somewhat insulting to the human race. Because you can have a colony of bees that can get anywhere up to 60,000 bees. Each bee has a job. Each bee has a responsibility. And one bee doesn't do their job, it could collapse the entire colony. You have a guard bee that has a bad day, and he's like, I just don't feel like being a guard bee today. And a wax moth gets past him, that kills the entire hive. You have a house cleaning bee that doesn't clean up properly, then you're just asking for disease and sickness to come into the hive. You're asking the weak. It'll turn it into a weak hive, and then that weak hive will be destroyed by Mother Nature, whether it's small hive beetles, wax moths, mites, anything. And yet this tiny little insect, all 60,000 of them, can do what needs to be done, what's best for their colony, aka their community. And there's people that are supposedly like-minded that can't even get along on YouTube. On stinking, stupid YouTube. But anyway. Anyone know if you can regime mason bees? They are determined to build in my garage. Oof. You probably could, Compass Rose, but you would have to hang like a mason bee house in your garage where they're building and start to get them to build in that. And then just take that wherever you want it to go. Jason, my wife said she will part with one of the waffle irons. I will message you later. Ha 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 ha. You don't see it, but there's like doves floating out from around me right now. Woohoo! Message me, let me know, brother. So that made my day. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, okay, y'all. I'm just like stinking tickled right now because I'm probably going to get a cast iron waffle iron. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. See, this fat guy loves waffles. I ain't even going to lie. If I had waffles, if the only thing I was allowed to have was waffles for breakfast, I'd probably eat breakfast. You know, I would probably eat breakfast. I am like a waffle ninja. I'd be like, wow, waffles. Wow. Doc asked me, he said, why are you fat? I said, because I like waffles. Plain and simple. I like waffles. You know that little kid that was on TV that one time, he was like, I like turtles. I was like, well, I like waffles. So, anyway, another random comment brought to you by. So we're very excited about to get our bees. Let me get back on track. We are also moving right along in the garden. We should be getting okra and our sweet banana peppers planted today, and possibly even our you know, we could meet in a Waffle House. And but what was I talking about? I had waffles on the brain. Oh, I wear aprons. Let me tell you guys something. She brought this up, but we got that love package from Pennsylvania from I Wear Aprons, and it had Scrapple in it, and which was a wonderful thing. She gave us a huge block of Scrapple, but my kids never had Scrapple, and so we fried it up. And have y'all ever seen like a Discovery TV show or Discovery Channel movie where they're talking about wolves, and you see how aggressive a pack of wolves get around a fresh kill? Yeah, let my kids hear the Scrapple popping in the oil. I swear to you, I'm gonna try to do it one time and set my GoPro up where they don't know, because that's exactly what they look like. The second time we cooked it, they just come walking in the kitchen, right? They think they're slick. Where Ladessa, she's already in the kitchen. And so we would fry some, and then we pull it out, and then put it on a plate, fry some, and we got like a stack like this. I gotta cook like almost a quarter of that brick when we do it, because these kids just, I've never seen this animal side come out of them like this. And Carol will come walking in the kitchen, and she starts eyeballing that plate. And then Ladessa, she's got like eyeballs in the back of her head, and she turns around and looks at her, and then they start doing that pace off kind of thing, and I'm like, knock it off. And then Carol will leave, and then Mom comes through, and she starts doing it, and it's just it's crazy. I mean, it's literally, I'm telling you, if I was to take that plate and just toss it on the table and say, go. I'm a United States Marine. I know 70 different ways to kill you with my thumb. I don't know if I would jump in the middle of that. Because y'all ever seen, if y'all got kids, have you seen that movie? Was it The Krunks or anything? That movie where they were like the cavemen and then they were chasing the food and they were like, release the baby, and the baby's running and snarling and slobbering. Yeah, that's Ledessa. Just saying. That's what I'm saying. That video would go viral and I'd probably make $60 gazillion just of how funny. You know, but hey. They're just crazy. You know, I thought it was bad with bacon, but they get off the chain for Scrapple. That's why we got it. It is like the Holy Grail when we pull it out, like Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark. It's more like the Lost Ark. And we bring it in, and they're like, ho, 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 ho. And my kids are like, oh, it's Scrabble Day. It's Scrabble Day. And high fives are starting to go. And then you start to cook it, and the aroma just goes through the house, and they go from high fiving to like, so, you know, it is what it is, but I'm glad they enjoy it. So we're going to have to, when we butcher our 2 big pigs, which is coming along here pretty soon, we're going to have to get a bunch of Scrapple made with them. And so that's what it is. But anyway, back to what she said about the pumpkin flavored sausage. Okay? We decided to cook that one morning in facepalm. My family, look, we just love pumpkin. Okay? You got mama's pumpkin roll. You got mama's pumpkin cake. You got the pumpkin seeds. They just love pumpkin. And when I told them it was pumpkin flavored sausage, they didn't even smell it cooking. They already had started having drool coming down their mouth. I'm like, back off. Back off. I got to cook it. And so we cooked it. And then we also that morning had biscuits. So when we have biscuits, we pull out Simply Seven's pumpkin butter. And everybody was done after that breakfast. Everybody's belly was like swolled out, like everybody swallowed a hippopotamus or something. And they got done, and everybody was just like laying on the couch, like, we shouldn't have done that. We're done. Now, granted, for 2 days after that, everybody was farting pumpkin, so we had a pumpkin smell in the house, which was kind of nice, but that's okay. So, but I wear aprons. Let me tell you, their I Love You package from Pennsylvania is just totally off the chain. And I'm eternally grateful that I was a recipient of one. So, yeah. Jeremiah, let me tell you, that pumpkin sausage is definitely worth its weight in gold. Yeah, and then Simply Seven's pumpkin butter. Oh. I had to hide it. So it's hid, and only I know where it is. I'll put it to you this way. Simply Seven's pumpkin butter is one of those types of foods when you're just having a bad day that you pull it out, slap it on a biscuit, and eat it, and everything is right with the world, at least while you're eating that. Michelle, it's not. I can't do a video on the pumpkin sausage. I didn't make it. That's I Wear Aprons, and I don't believe she makes videos. But it would definitely be a video I would be watching. um, so then if you're also lucky to have mom's pumpkin roll. Okay, Simply, I ain't gonna stop you. If you want to send me more of that stuff, send it. Send it, because I'm gonna hide it too. Look, this is about survival at my house when it comes to food. Have you guys not seen Ladessa? She is. Look, if the fecal matter ever hit the oscillation device, my sole purpose in life would be to get I Wear Aprons and Simply 7. Because by then, Kitty would already be here. Amanda should already be here. Here. So that way, their sole purpose in our survival camp would be to make pumpkin sausage and pumpkin butter. That's it. I'm just kidding. They would have more purposes than that, but it's just a good funny joke. Pumpkin roll, pumpkin roll. That was so funny when Robin says my mom took her off to the side and she said, if you ever make Jason mad, just make this recipe and everything will be right with the world. Which is true. Linda says a tasty cake girl. Now, you ain't lying. I Wear Aprons put some Pennsylvania tasty cakes in the box and I turned around and they were like gone. I was like, what the crap? And then Ladessa's got this big chipmunk cheek. So I said, did you eat the tasty cakes? What's in your mouth? Steadily chewing and trying to swallow. She's like, I'm getting rid of the evidence. Pumpkin roll made with pumpkin butter. I would have to eat my... Ooh, pumpkin roll made with the pumpkin butter. I wonder if that's possible. Oh. Need someone to grow pumpkins. Home Place Journal says, I volunteer as tribute. So, that's funny. Yeah, that's really funny. So, that's funny, Nicole. So, but that's about where we are with our day so far today. We're getting ready for the bees. We tried cutting a little grass, but the grass is still wet from all the storms. We're getting set up for the bees, and we're also just working in the garden. We are also adding some new, we're trying out some new things when it comes to those little chicken coops that I showed you guys. The theory behind those little chicken coops was great. The problem is that they're pretty much, if you just want to leave them in the very bottom, I think that design would be better for like quail or something else. So now we're adding chicken tunnels to these to go out to different chicken yards and stuff that we're building, and we're using the old PVC hoop house design for the run, yard, whatever, because from the Great Raptor attack of 2016, we learned that those hoop house style chicken tractors are great except for the door design. Our door design was flawed, and that's where the Raptors were able to get in. So we're putting them in play with these small chicken coops for the chickens to it eliminates the door. We just run a chicken tunnel through to where the door was, and it takes away the door, makes it more stable so the hawks can't bust through that. You guys are asking about a garden tour. I was going to try to do it today, but we were having internet issues. And you guys can tell it kind of clipped a couple of times in here. I was having issues this morning when we first got up, and I was drinking my first cup of coffee trying to answer comments. I don't even know what comments got answered and which comments didn't. See, Susan, you are on the verge of losing your wrench. Just saying, you've been kind of pushing the envelope. But we were going to try to go out there today and bring you back up, but really not much has changed since we were out there the other day when we were doing the test. I think since then we got the rutabagas in, the straight neck squash in, and we're getting ready to put the okra in. Oh, we got peppers in. We got the peppers in yesterday. And so we're going to put the okra in today and the banana peppers, the sweet banana peppers, in today. And then maybe Sunday we can jump on, Robin and I can jump on live and try to do a live stream sometime Sunday before the sun goes down out in the garden. It all really depends on the weather and our internet company. They are still working on the lines from all those storms. So it really depends. So you know, I was going to be funny, Susan, and I was just going to put you in timeout, but ain't going to do it. Ain't going to do it. It'd have been funny. It'd have been funny, but ain't going to do it. Nope, not going to do it. Because I know you just playing. And I'd one-up you by putting you in timeout right now. But I saved that game for my buddy Wayne. Ben Atkins, good morning! Amber Rivers, see, her internet went down too. So Ricky does have a nice looking garden. He's got a lot of raised beds. He cheats. So I'm just saying. I have a family recipe for Louisiana pepper hash. If anybody is interested, I will share. Definitely email it to me, D. So I'll definitely take it. Boom. I mean, you're going to ask for it. I'm going to give it to you. And I don't want you to feel not loved, simply. Just one of those things. That's because I love you. And you said you haven't had it in a while, and you seem like you're a little bit upset. And so that's me sending you my love via the timeout. So I'm already subscribed to many of these channels and working with Go for Green Living on my solar. Thanks for the info. That's awesome, Homestead Wannabe. That is awesome that you're working with him. I gotta get you'll see, people are just instigating now because I haven't been like this in a while. And so we just gonna have to just start. There you go, Nicole. Now you got some company. And so you know, I haven't played that timeout game in a long, long time. We can bring you back. Mama's not here to save you. Oh, you guys are so, yeah, here we go again. But anyway, but that's basically where we are. Oh, Lone Star, this goes way, way back. This game goes way back. Um, and, I mean, way back to the very beginning of our very first time started doing live streams. Wayne's Country Living would come in and pick at me and Robin until we'd put him in timeout, and then he'd come back and he was like, so worth it, so worth it. And then people and then people would do just like Minuteman done. Minuteman just Skyped me with a joke. And it would be who could get timed out first then for the longest time. And then we'd start doing it in each other's live streams. It would be the joke, how long could you last before the person would just time you out? And it just became a huge game, and we haven't played it in a long, long time. Just like, guys, I am probably going to bring Insomnia back to YouTube. And so we're probably, a bunch of us in my security team, we're going to talk about it this week, later today. And we're probably going to bring Insomnia back because a lot of you guys are not able to get to the location that we're doing Insomnia right now. And so we'll probably bring it back and see what happens. But we got to make sure we can disable a few things so that way certain individuals can't try to sneak in the back door, and it can be a safe room once again. So when do you sleep, Jason? Most of the time, I'm usually in bed by 10, 11, and then I'm up by 6. So, and but on Saturday nights we do Insomnia, and that usually puts me in bed about 1, and then I usually don't wake up till about 8 or 9. So, okay, and just like that. Okay, let's see what homeboy here had to say. Oop. Yep. And so, well, Sandy, we changed locations. That's why you didn't get in there. So, but I think enough stuff has settled down that what's up, W5, can come back to YouTube. But that doesn't mean I occasionally won't pop up live in that other location just to have fun and see what kind of stuff I can start over there in that other location. So, and we'll probably start talking about that other location more and more, because it seems pretty cool. So, any questions before we call it a fare thee well? And you know, and let me, Susan Sullivan says she's just glad that you guys were able to make me laugh. And I want you guys to know, every last one of you, I have like 56, almost 5,700 subscribers. And every last one of you are very important to Robin and I. We left the network and it didn't go as smoothly as we hoped. And you guys loved on us. You guys picked us up. You guys supported us in our decision to leave. And trust me, that did not go unnoticed. Robin and I, to this day, we are still swept off our feet by how much love and support that we get from you guys. And trust me when I say it, it's not taken lightly by us. We know there's millions of other YouTube channels that you guys could go watch. And we are very, very humbled and very grateful that you guys have chosen us to hang out with. I just, from all of my heart, thank you guys. We love you. Hubby said when the weather is cooler, we will send you another. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, so we're, like I said, we're probably going to bring Insomnia back to YouTube. So that way, because believe it or not, I didn't have peace with taking it over there. I tried to make the best of it, but I guess it was the Marine in me. I always knew that we were kind of leaving somebody behind, and you never leave a man behind. And just thinking of that makes me get emotional. But we got to stick together. We're a family. We're not a network. We're not a community. We're a family. And we have to look out for one another. Just like every last one of you, if the crap ever hit the fan, you make your way here. You make my way here. And we'll figure it out. So, and we get enough of us here, we'll just take over my street. And then we'll all be a family and a community supporting one another that way. So, a lot of you guys are saying that you guys had some flyovers, Russian aircraft, C-130s. Hey, get those bug out bags ready and get a plan to get here. A lot of you guys know where we are. And I will tell you, get this brand of walkie-talkie. Okay? It is the Bofang. It's no special
Here comes the Goldilocks
breed of walkie-talkie. Okay?
Goldilocks, go.
What is your location? Over.
And
The pump house, I thought I saw something. Turns out it was just the rabbit feeder. Over.
Please get out here and weed. Over.
I can pick up from anywhere on my property. Once you get to the Georgia Guidestones, you stand up by the Guidestones and you start calling for Big Bear. And I will answer, and then I will give you directions how to get to my homestead from there. All you've got to do is make your way to the Georgia Guidestones and have this walkie-talkie. And we'll be able to communicate. And I will be able to give you directions to my homestead. You do that, and you'll be able to get here. What do I think is going on with these planes? It could be 1,000,001 different things. Well, Minuteman, I'm not going to give my location over there, over the airway. Come on now. Yes, it should. You should probably have to have the same band or same one. They could just be doing drills. They could just be doing flybys. They could be sable rattling, and it could be something getting ready to kick off. Don't know. So so just like I also use the Bofang handheld ham radio. Now, we are going to go the legal route and get our ham license, and then I will give you guys, the ones that have ham licenses already, we will give you our handle and see if we can communicate back and forth and to be able to get communication that way. What's up, Full Spectrum? Homestead Wannabes in northern Alabama, you have Gopher Green and Full Spectrum is in there. And, you know, it's getting kind of crazy out there in the world. And, like, what does Full Spectrum always say? He said, stay vigilant, stay aware, keep watch. Something like I can never remember it. So, you know. And if you just want to come and visit, go to the Guidestones and hit me up through this. We always have those on, and we always have them going. Right now, in peacetime, when there's nothing going on, we are on channel 1. I say again, we're on channel 1. So if you're on a vacation, get this, go to the Georgia Guidestones, and channel 1 and start calling for Big Bear. We'll answer. And I think every member in my house would poop their pants, except me, that if some strange voice came across this asking for, yeah, stay safe, remain vigilant, and keep watch. Yeah, that's what we got to do. If something came across, me personally, I think I would get tickled pink. I think it was cool. So, no, that's just my thing. Georgia Guidestones, that's where it's at. So, well, guys, I think that's about. Homesteading Wannabe, where are you at? Is there any RV hookup near us? No, I mean, but we could probably rig something up here. Bring an extension cord out to your RV. And just charge you like $500,000. Just saying. I'll look around, Susan. I don't think so. I know there's a campground around, but I'll have to see if it has an RV hookup for you. I'll get Robin on that. Near Huntsville, Alabama. Okay, because Gopher Green is only about 2.5, 3 hours from me. So now Huntsville, I guess that makes you further away from the Georgia line than closer. So yeah, that's what got me thinking. So when we lived in Russia, flew to the base a lot. Oregon. Everything is normal until it's not. Amen. Well, guys, I got to get back at it. Got a busy day. Got a super busy day tomorrow with going to get the bees and then trying to get this week's filming done, or the next week's filming done. Thank you guys for hanging out with me during this coffee break. Obviously, we heard on the radio the kids are already back at it, and so I can't be a slacker. I need to get back out there and get back at it with them. And we will tune in tomorrow. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for our Chewing the Fat live stream where we do a week's catch up, and we will be talking about the contest for naming the bull. So don't forget to be there tonight. So for that, and just to hang out and watch me pick on Robin. That's always fun. And we'll definitely be talking about our bees and getting them in, and we may even have some footage to share with you about the bees. I think I know how to do that with OBS. So hit that like button on the way out for me, please, because you know the haters are going to hit the thumbs down when it's up. And I appreciate you guys coming by. Thanks, and we will see you guys again tomorrow evening for our Chewing the Fat live stream. Thanks, everybody. Peace.